Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Courtney. Okay, so today's video is obviously a bit different from what I normally do. I feel like every single one of those videos starts like this. But, so basically I wanted to use this video to talk a lot about chronic illness and specifically cyclic vomiting syndrome and my personal story and experiences with it. And I've been wanting this video for so long. I just kept putting it off because I feel so awful during my episodes, and I really wanted to film it during an episode, so I think like I could still like talk about it more like as I'm experiencing it, because I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's so hard to explain like when I'm not going through it. Like I'm just really bad at like explaining like feelings and stuff like that, unless I'm experiencing it in that moment. So I think that made it a lot easier for me. So my episode, like I look a lot worse right now than I would normally. So just keep that in mind. Like I feel like my episodes, like they do look bad, but like because I also like, well, to be fair, I can't normally breathe, but like because there's the addition of the fact that I can hard to breathe through my mouth right now because I'm trying not to throw up, but I also can't breathe through my nose because it's so clogged. It makes it look a lot worse than it normally does. Normally my nose is fine. That being said, let's just get into it. First things first, I want to start off this video by saying, and one thing, this isn't really like a completely serious video, it would be more like a conversation with a friend, which is what it is. But at the same time, there are some things that like I want to clarify starting out. Okay, so I feel like a lot of my life I felt very disgusting for the fact that I have cyclic vomiting syndrome, so I really like don't want to do it. And I know, like, why would you post this video in the first place? Like, so I will be deleting comments if people decide to do that, but just please be kind in the comments. I know I don't look good right now, I'm aware, so just please be kind when watching this. And if this isn't for you, if you know, like, once again, people don't like these videos sometimes, and that's completely fine. You're welcome to leave. Additionally, with that, if you are grossed out by any talk, once I'm not throwing up on camera, I would no, I don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see. No, why would anyone do that? But like, you know what I mean. Like, I'm going to be talking a lot about something that involves like throwing up and things like that. If that makes you uncomfortable in any way, I'm going to ask you to leave. We want you here. We love you. But like, I think you will not be comfortable in this video, and I really don't want that for anyone. Like, I want people who watch my videos to be comfortable. But I also want a video where I'd be able to speak about cyclic vomiting syndrome without feeling disgusting about myself, without feeling like shameful for it, and without feeling like I have to apologize for making it about that or making things about me in that way. So I like that I can have just this one video to fully talk about it. I think this will also be good for when I'm older. Hopefully I improve and look back at this and see how far I've come. So I really like, this video is going to mean so much to me one day, and I hope that it can mean a lot to a lot of other people who are maybe going through something similar. But anyway, point is that if this video isn't for you, that's completely okay. There's nothing wrong with you. You're amazing, but you might be more comfortable if you don't watch. I'm also going to send some warnings that because I'm having an episode, it's gonna be harder for me to breathe, so like I'm gonna be talking quieter. I'm gonna try to edit it so my voice is a little better, but I'm just giving a fair warning that it's like harder to function right now. Anywho, so starting off with cyclic vomiting syndrome. If you don't know what cyclic vomiting syndrome is, it is a chronic illness that's basically characterized by reoccurring episodes of vomiting with really no rhyme or reason, though typically after individuals are diagnosed with it, you will find like that there's like some type of trigger for the vomiting. Most commonly it's anxiety. Me personally, like I always explain it to friends, it's like when they're like, well, what's wrong with you, like why are you throwing up a lot, I just say I'm an anxiety puker, because like, and that's how I explain, like, I mean, I say it's like vomiting syndrome, but then I explain it in the way of I'm an anxiety puker to better help them better understand what's going on, and that like I'm not sick, I'm not gonna get you sick. I just simply, like, for me personally, like I've gone through therapy and tried to figure out ways to better it, and I still am. I'm still improving and still trying to like be rid of this disease, but my chances are looking unlikely. Anywho, or we'll see. I mean, there's hope I could grow out of it, right? So I'm really holding on to that hope, maybe a little too much. Also, I apologize, I feel like I can talk while having episodes, but it gets like really hard to talk for long periods of time because you're also trying not to throw up, because I just took my medicine. I really don't want to throw up right now. But anyway, my timeline. So, as far as I know, like as far as my memory goes, I believe that I started to notice like episodes of vomiting with no rhyme or reason when I was around 9 years old, which is insane because I'm now about to be a senior in high school in only a couple months, which is insane. Anywho, another point. So the point is, when I was 9 years old, I moved from my, you know, old town to a new place, and like I think I was maybe here for about like almost a year, probably like 10 months until my episode started. Also, sorry, my bedroom is like right next to the living room and the kitchen and the dining room. Like they're all like, it's an open floor plan and they're all right outside my room, so I can hear everything from here. So if y'all can too, I'm so sorry. Anywho, not the point. Point is, I'm really bad at this. So when I was 9 years old, I started throwing up. It would typically happen more in pool areas. Like I noticed I would go to pools, specifically our neighborhood pool. I would start getting hiccups, and then I would struggle to breathe, and then I would have to get out of the water because I couldn't breathe, and then I would be like gasping for breath and throwing up on the side. And that, like, once again, my parents, I think, and I had just always, like, because I was so young, we're like, oh, she's just swallowing pool water, it's normal, whatever, right? It just ignored it for a long period of time. But like also it was something that was so noticeable. Like if you asked any of my friends, like they all knew that this happened to me. Like it wasn't something where it was like, oh, like I'm throwing up like once a year. It was like every 3 months maybe. And once again, it got to the point where like friends, like if I had to leave like a video call, they knew it was because I was throwing up. Hey guys, okay, so I had to just lay down for a bit because I was certain I was gonna throw up. So we're changing positions for a little bit. I'm also trying to put my hand on my stomach. Like it's just, I don't know, like I feel like I immediately go to do that. But like I can't during episodes, like literally anything. I also had to take off my hat because it was touching my neck too much. Anything touching my neck, anything touching my stomach during an episode is like hell. So I'm trying to avoid that at all costs right now. I also completely forgot where we were. I'm so sorry. I think I was explaining cyclic vomiting syndrome, how I explained to friends that I'm just like an anxiety peaker. Oh yes, and how after therapy I kind of learned that a lot of mine is triggered by social anxiety, which means literally any social event unfortunately has thrown me into an episode. And like I mean literally anything. Like just today, all I did was 2 friends of mine who are like my closest friends, and her 2 younger sisters who are amazing and so sweet, and then her grandmother took us, who I have to tell you a story about her. I hope everyone has someone like her in her life because she was one of the most amazing people I've ever met. She's incredible. I'm not saying that lightly. Like I love and adore that woman right now. She's so oh my gosh, she's amazing. We're gonna talk about that later though. Unfortunately we're saving that for the end because save best for last, obviously. Also my hand is getting tired, so y'all are gonna see a little bit of my double chin. I'm sorry. Also got my braces off. I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you guys. I'm excited about that. Where are they going with this? So like point is, even that will throw me into an episode. Even my like best friend's birthday party has multiple times thrown me into. Even my own birthday party with only my 2 closest friends has thrown me into, or not my 2, yeah, even that has. So like even my own birthday is enough of social anxiety to push me into an episode. Fun times. Anywho, point is that that's how it is for me personally. We're gonna try standing for a little bit, see if I can do it. Anywho, point is, this video is basically going to cover what happened today. That's like the whole reason for this video, is just so I have an excuse to talk about this. I really want to look back at this and remember that moment because that meant so much to me, and then I also want to be able to look back at this video and look at my growth. So this is a timeline from when I started, you know, dealing with this, got diagnosed to now, things like that. And then also, as I mentioned earlier, like I don't know, like I don't feel comfortable talking about it. I talk about it a lot actually because I don't want friends to like be disgusted by me when it happens. Like I try to make them aware beforehand and kind of like normalize it, so it's more like a funny joke or something, right? Or just a silly thing that happens to me, versus them like be like scared that I'm gonna get them sick, or being like really grossed out, or like feeling like they need to like pity me, right? Like I just try to avoid that at all costs, so badly. But anywho, so like I like that this is a chance to just kind of freely talk about it and not feel like I have to like apologize for being gross, because I mean that's this video, like you clicked on it knowing that, right? Or if you did, you would know by now that if that's something you're uncomfortable with, you can leave. But anyway, so I explained what it was. I guess we'll go over the timeline, and as I go over the timeline, I'm gonna get off topic a lot and explain my feelings and stuff like that, so just bear with me. Anyway, so this actually started, I'm almost a senior in high school. Insane, so exciting. But with that, this actually started when I was like 9 years old. So around the time I moved here, maybe like technically a year after I moved here, but it was really maybe around like 10 months. I went into summer, and sorry, I can't breathe again. That's gonna happen a lot. I'm so sorry about it. But I also feel like I don't know, it's better if I'm now, so like it is more raw and real, and also maybe if my episodes do get better, which fingers crossed they do. Once again, I hope one day I can kind of look back on this and be like, wow, I'm doing so much better now. Anywho, yeah, so this started when I was 9, and originally, like, I did not get diagnosed for maybe, I didn't even talk to doctors until 8th grade. Also, I'm like really pale because I'm sick, so we're gonna ignore the fact that today is not a good look for me. Yeah, so anyway, started when I was 9. Originally, and it wasn't like my parents love me, and they're amazing. This entire video, is like nothing against them, but like when I was younger, we had kind of just thought, which I didn't even think, like, oh, she's young, she's just swallowing pool water. I thought that too, right? Like and once again, like this, to be fair though, I think that was also kind of obvious that I wasn't, but don't be wrong, it happened a lot when I would go to the pool, because once again, that was one of my like, COVID started around the time, like the end of my 5th grade year. So a lot of this happened during COVID, like when I first, like it started before COVID, but it kind of, you know, like it continued throughout COVID. Obviously, I'm still dealing with it, but it got a little worse during COVID, which back then, everyone was isolated, right? You're at home, which made sense. Good thing we did that. So one of the only ways that we really left my house was to go to the pool. So the only social setting I was in was the pool. So it made sense to everyone that Courtney's throwing up because she's swallowing pool water. Like if we were seeing anyone, it was likely at the pool, right? So obviously, I think to my parents, to me, like that was a reasonable explanation. But here's the thing: was like it wasn't just like, you know, like, oh, she swallowed pool water, she threw up. It was I was swallowing pool water, and like it's got so common because once again, it's way more common now. Like it was not happening back then, like 4 times a month, or at least I wasn't tracking it to the point that I would know that, because it was like, it was noticeable, but it wasn't to like an extreme where like I felt like I had to deal with it, right? Like I could just ignore it when I wasn't having an episode, and everything was fine. But it was noticeable enough that like if I had to ever leave a FaceTime call with my friends, because, you know, COVID, right, Zoom and stuff like that, like they knew I was going to throw up. Like it got so noticeable that I got my tonsils removed, and I was hoping that getting my tonsils removed would fix the problem, which I didn't get my tonsils removed until like a year after that whole thing started. So like once again, this was like a reoccurring problem that was noticeable, because not all my friends knew that this happened. Like it was just normal for me to throw up. Like they just knew, because that's something that Courtney did. She does that. Anyway, point is, like, that's just kind of how it was. Like, it was so normalized at the time, like, that we just kind of ignored it. Like, it was a big enough deal that, like, it was noticeable, but it wasn't a big enough deal that, like, I felt like we had to do anything about it. We could just kind of ignore it when it wasn't happening. And when it was just, okay, go shower. Like, go brush your teeth after, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? That was always the expectation. So anyway, then over time, around, I want to say I had just finished maybe 6th grade. I was about to go into 7th grade. So maybe like 2-3 years later, not very long after it started happening, I went to a Girl Scout camp with a very good friend of mine, Morgan, who I'm still friends with today. I'm actually seeing her tomorrow. She is one of my favorite people. I've once again known her since I was like 9 years old. I have so much love for her. She means so much to me, and she's generally made me a better person. Anyway, cannot speak highly of her enough, because she's just so amazing. Anywho, point is, so I'm with her at this Girl Scout camp. We were there for maybe like a week, maybe like 6 days, like a little less than a week, about a week basically. So she knew, because once again, that's just how I'd always been. Like that was normal for our friendship. She just knew that I did that because she had known me for so long, and she's amazing. Anyway, so she asked me, and she's like, hey, how's it going? Right, whatever. And I was like, okay, I only throw up like every 3 months or whatever, right? Like that's, I remember saying that to her. In that week alone, 6 days, threw up 3 separate times. 3 in a week. Once again, and keep in mind, I don't know if I explained my episodes. So my doctors always characterize my specific, like to me personally, my cyclic vomiting syndrome as functioning, because I remember when I first got diagnosed and I was trying to find videos to relate to online, a lot of other people, like, genuinely, like, I'm probably not a good example because people have it truly so much worse than me, which I get that, like, everyone says that, but, like, no, they genuinely, like, I'm so lucky to, you know, be in the way that, like, you know, it's, like, as light as it is. And that's not to say, like, it's still not, like, a struggle. Like, I think I'm still allowed to, like, you know, be upset about it, but, like, I'm also very grateful that it's not as extreme as others may have it, because it's, oh my gosh, like for my episodes, it's more, imagine this, just regular day. Like, I start off, I wake up fine. I only have really ever had an episode in the morning. The earliest episode I ever had was when I was 9 and I, like, threw up at 2 a.m. in the morning. Point is, like, that's just, like, my only, like, that's the earliest I've ever thrown up. Anywho, so, point is, oh yes, my episodes. So basically it'd be like a normal day, right? And then maybe like around 10 a.m, 11 a.m, sometimes later, sometimes earlier. I think it's probably the earliest it would ever be. That I start feeling sick. Maybe it's earlier. You know, let's just say I'm going out with friends, right? Like, we can be out shopping, out doing, it could be way later too, okay? And I could be like on the way there and I'll just start feeling like really sick. And once again, I can still talk and still function, like, my nose isn't stuffy, but my head will feel like crap. Oh my gosh, my head feels so awful during episodes sometimes, but that honestly can go on and off. Like, sometimes I can escape that and I can have it, like right now, I'm having an episode, nothing up here, but when it does happen, oh, it's so bad. What always happens, without a doubt, is my stomach feels like my organs are rearranging themselves inside of me. And then my throat will feel like it's, like, closing up and trying to, like, choke me. Like, it generally makes it so difficult to breathe. And already, having things from my neck makes me really uncomfortable. Like, I wear, like, maybe 2 necklaces that I'm comfortable wearing. I try to avoid wearing my student ID. I try to avoid having things from my neck. And it also makes it easier when throwing up. So, like, when I'm, like, you know, like, it's not, like, getting in the way. Same with my hair. Like, I put it up a lot. Not right now because it's not necessary. So basically that's, like, the 2 main factors of it. Is your stomach feels really awful a lot of the time, I feel like. Also anything touching that. Like, I wear a lot of dresses, as you guys know. I would take you 7 to cleanse my closet if I had more energy. Also, it opens that way, so it feels kind of pointless. Anyway, I wear a lot of dresses, as we know. I talk about that quite a bit. If you look at a lot of photos of me, I'm in a dress typically. Weirdly, as of recently, I've been in a shirt because I'm at home, and when I'm at home, I just want to be more comfortable. Whatever. Anyway, point is, things for my stomach, no go, my neck, no go, and sometimes my head. Anyway, that's, like, the 3 main things. And normally I'll feel like that way for a while. Sometimes I feel like just hanging out with friends, like, I can get a little, like, distracted and feel better. But, like, normally talking with them during conversation, like, they can tell, like, because I'm talking so much, like, doing things, like, I start to have to, like, hold back, try to throw up. Then normally gets to a point where it's visible that, like, I'm so sick I can no longer talk. So it's gonna be really graphic and disgusting. So if you don't want to hear, like, the details before I throw up, I'd, you know, skip ahead. Anyway, so, like, saliva will start, like, filling my mouth, which I know is so gross, I'm so sorry, to, like, the point that you can't breathe, because, like, you know, it's just constantly, like, trying to suffocate you, which even the thought of that is, like, making me, ugh. Anywho, and obviously then I put my hair up, like, run to the bathroom, like, trying to, like, you know, like, just breathe, which makes it very difficult too. Also, I think like, I haven't, like, I mean, I don't think I've been gasping for air. Before I got my tonsils out, I was, because my tonsils were so large that, like, when that did happen, oh, I could not breathe. Like, I was generally gasping for air, and then I would eventually throw up. Now it's just, like, saliva starts filling my mouth. So, like, I can't breathe, I can't talk. Like, it's impossible to open my mouth or else. Right? It's, like, a lot of times in classroom settings or, like, somewhere where I need to ask for the bathroom to throw up, I've either had to email my teachers or doctors note ahead of time so I can go to the bathroom whenever I want to. That I honestly still don't really know how that works. Like, I have to, you know, like I don't, we never created a sign for it. It's like, I don't know. Not the point. Point is, normally I'd have to have a friend. Like, we had, like, a little, like, hand code, and whenever I did that, they knew, like, hey, teacher, like, she's gonna throw up, can she go to the bathroom? That was what we did. And it worked out pretty well. Actually, I have a friend. This was at a homecoming prep rally. My poor friend Sylvia, we were at a pep rally, sitting at, like, the very back or whatever, because I think we were, like, I don't know. Anyway, we're at the top, like obviously I can't get down, and they kind of like lock you in there because like a lot of people try to skip pep rallies reasonably. I mean, my school actually in the past year has made an effort to make pep rallies a lot more fun. Like, I don't really mind going, but like I feel like if a lot of people had a choice, they wouldn't. Anyway, a lot of people try to sit them out, so like they really try not to let you leave, and I don't want to go down there and throw up in front of everyone, so I'm trying really, really hard not to throw up. My friend Sylvia was like, use my jacket, and I was like, what? Like, excuse, like, you're amazing, but I don't want to. And she's like, I need an excuse to get a new one anyway. So anyway, she's like trying to hold it up for me, and I end up throwing up, and it's like half of the jacket, half on the floor. And my friends are like, you got us good seats. Because of that, I'm pretty sure we got a photo in the yearbook because they had to clean up that back area with it and move us to the front. Good news was the prep rally was so loud, no one knew. So that was pretty, it worked out well, I guess, in that sense. But anyway, that's a little story time. Where was I going with this? Oh yes, that's basically how my episodes work. For a lot of other people I've seen it where like they throw up and they still feel sick. For me, after I throw up, I typically feel really good. Maybe not immediately, like I'm still trying to get everything out and like breathe again, right? But like you know, once I'm kind of like all done and that phase is over, like I normally feel really good. Though what can happen, and does happen a lot of times, is that like I'll have like 30 minutes of relief, maybe an hour. Typically it's like 30 minutes, and then I will fall right back into another episode and feel the same way I did like just recently, which isn't great. So that happens a lot actually, where like I'll throw up twice a day for that reason, or it may just go for like a week. Like I remember my sophomore year, the week before my homecoming dance. Freshman year I threw up, as we know. You can probably guess that. Went to the game. This year I was actually gonna go to the dance. We didn't go freshman year. Sophomore year, we're like, yeah, we'll go to the dance, whatever, right? Sunday, threw up. Monday I actually didn't throw up, but I looked ill. I still went to school, but like my head was on every desk. I was struggling to breathe. I basically looked the same way as I do now, but like even worse because my head was awful. It's like I wouldn't be able to talk, right? And my friend still went to school. I actually think I've like never missed a day of school since high school, regardless of having this, because I think like once again it still feels awful. I don't feel good right now, but I get familiar with it enough that like I feel like I can get through it. And also my parents will never like let me miss school. The one time I've gone home from school early was because there was a bomb threat and I was in lockdown for 3 hours, and it was bad. But my parents are amazing, right? We just care a lot about my education, and it would be very hard for me to make up school hours because I tend to be quite busy. So like it makes sense. Okay, like they did not force me to go to school. They didn't know I was feeling sick. I love my parents, they're amazing. Like I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. Probably no one's thinking that. I'm just an overthinker and feel like I need to like defend myself and literally everything. So then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was homecoming game, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going. Like, if I want to go to the dance tomorrow, I really don't. Like, I'm not gonna feel good. And also, one thing that I really hate is that I feel like whenever I throw up, I'm either, one, my friends have to like nurse me and feel like they need to take care of me, which I appreciate. I have amazing friends. Like, they should in no way feel bad about that. I don't think that they're pitting me. I know that they're not. But I also feel like, you know, like it happens a lot once in social anxiety. So like it is like a fun event where I want them to be having fun, and instead like they have to worry about me. I don't want that for them. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to feel like that they're gonna look back and like not what's the word? It starts with an R. Oh, resent. Like they're gonna look back and like resent me for like, oh, well that was a fun time. Oh wait, I had to take care of Courtney. Right? Or, oh wait, Courtney was kind of sick the whole time. Wasn't that fun? Right? So I always feel like I'm like ruining like these good memories because of this, and I feel so awful about it. It's like I didn't want to ruin that for them. And then also I knew that if I went, I was gonna be so sick. Right? Another thing that I feel like I do is like this happens at friends' birthdays. So like we should be celebrating you. We should be thinking about you, and instead you are thinking about me. No, oh my gosh, I feel so awful. Like I feel like I'm like, listen, it's not like a spotlight. No one wants to be around you when like you're throwing up all the time. Right? Like it's not that, but like obviously a lot of attention goes to you. Like if you're very sick and ill and throwing up, right? So like with that, it's like I feel like I'm taking attention away from you, and this is your day. You know, there are a lot of times where obviously everyone's will be like, hey, you good? Right? And it's like, no, don't worry about me. Don't, right? Like it's not my day. Whatever is going on over here is not important. Like, oh my gosh. Anywho, which that's something else that people like, I have amazing friends who really do care about me, and that's so amazing, right? I always feel like I'm like ruining things for them because of this, and that's just, I don't know, I hate that. Anyway, I was going somewhere. Oh yes, homecoming. So that night I stayed home, and I was great. I had a great night out. I didn't throw up that day. Saturday night I went to the dance, and that was great. I don't think I threw up. Like, I was generally really proud of myself for that. But anyway, that's my point, is that like cyclic vomiting syndrome episodes like can last just one day where I just throw up twice a day, and that's it. For other people it seems to be like a ton. So like that's my thing, is that I think like whenever I go online, like it's a little different. Like once again, there are people who have the same thing and are the same way as me. There's also lots of people I think have a little more severe, to the point where like when they have episodes, they last a lot more longer than they once. Mine have lasted for obviously that amount of time before. Sorry, I really could not breathe for a second there. But anywho, so like their episodes tend to, I think, be more spaced out. Like a lot of those I've seen, like they won't throw up, but like, once again, not my experience, it's just what I've seen and talked about like with my doctor. But I've never met someone else with the same condition as me, so like I can't speak from that. Right? But anyway, like they can go like months and months without throwing up. Like I generally see people like, oh, it's been 3 months, right? Or it's been 6 months, which to me sounds insane. But like their episodes, like they can be hospitalized. I have been lucky enough to have never had to be hospitalized for this, but my episodes tend to happen like 4 times a month, 5 times a month, 6 times I think, or it could be like, you know, like they're a lot more reoccurring. Like already this month we're only on, I don't know what day it is, like the 11th, I want to say, maybe the 12th is today, and it's already like been 4 or 5 times, right? Whereas I have seen a lot of other ones, like they would go a lot longer, but their episodes would be a lot, like it would be a lot harder to recover from, the same way that mine are easier to recover from. And also the episode a lot more functional. So anyway, that's my way of explaining, like, once again, there could be way more types. Those are just the 2 that I have knowledge of. Anywho, back to camp. So, about to start 7th grade, just finished 6th grade. Suddenly, this throw up thing that I've had since I was 9 is happening way more than it was before. So now it's 3 times a month. And I go through all of 7th grade like that, right? Like it was about 3 times a month, sometimes it was 4. Like it was around that, right? I didn't start tracking it till I talked to a doctor. So I have no way of knowing, but I remember like it was about 3 times a month. Anywho, so finally after like maybe, it was about a year, a little longer actually, like maybe like a year and a half, of it being like so reoccurring that's like, okay, well now we can't ignore it anymore. Like before it was just like, whatever. By then it got to the point that I was like, okay, this isn't going away. We don't know what to do. Like no one knew why it was happening. Finally, beginning of 8th grade, about fall time, I want to say, started talking. Like finally, my doctor had no idea this was going on, by the way. Doctor who had me since I was 9. No idea what's going on, right? So finally we tell them, and we started going on different diets. So like I went off dairy for like a week to see what happened. First night off of dairy, did not eat dairy that entire day, still threw up, which I don't really know why we did that, because I really don't think it was anything I was eating, because there were generally times where I would throw up just pure water, like tons and tons of times where like I would just be so busy that like, you know, I'm just kind of forget to eat, or like I'm just out, like I don't really have time to just stop and eat, which I was still eating, okay, like I do eat, I swear, but like, you know, it's just a situation, like maybe I was at the pool all day and I forgot to bring a snack. That's fine, when I come home I ate, but like, you know, then I would like throw up and it was just water, so like it's not like I was eating anything that was causing it. There were also times, crazy as it sounds, I would like go through an entire episode, do the same throw up thing, and like there are times like I'll kind of like do what I would do before I throw up, but then I won't throw up and I'll still feel sick. But there are times like I'll be like throwing up, but like nothing's coming, like it's literally just like me choking on air, and that sounds so insane, it's so stupid, but it's happened before, because there's just like nothing in here. Anyways, I feel like it felt a lot like it was like being blamed on me, like, and this was something that was so completely out of my control, and I'm so glad I know that now, because at the time I generally would get in my head where I was like, am I like making myself feel sick, is it my fault, right? And I'm so glad that now I know that it's not, but there's definitely times in my life where I generally like would question it, right? And that felt so awful, I think, to think like I'm going through this, and instead of like, hey, do you need help? Do you want a glass of water? Do you want a hug? Which is why my experience today with my friend's grandmother meant so much to me, and I'm gonna talk about it soon because I probably will cry at that because that woman is so amazing. Like a lot of the time, which one thing I like I have a lot of friends who like I do it and like we're so used to like we can just ignore it. I really like that too. I appreciate that so much too, that like we can just kind of move on. But I think had a lot of people in my life where it was more like, ew, like you just threw up, go take a shower, go brush your teeth, right? Which makes sense. Like I should do that afterwards. It always made me feel so disgusted with myself and so like shameful for what was going on, and I really hated that. Because I had no control of it. Like I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. And then, oh, I really hope I don't delete this video because I think that this will be really important to me one day. But also I think because I'm getting like this, I'm worried I'm going to delete it. Anywho, what is like, I don't know, like it always made me feel so bad about myself because I would always come out of the bathroom and they're like, why are you doing this to yourself? Stop it. Like, you know, like we gotta stop this. Like, why do you keep doing this? It was always blamed on me in a way, or it was somehow always my fault. And I don't know. Like, I had no control over it, so I was like, I felt so helpless. All that being said, please be really kind in the comments because like this video is for me, don't get me wrong, but it could also be helpful for other people. I really hope it is. But I feel like I'm being really vulnerable. So like just please be kind. And if you don't want to be kind, you don't have to watch. That's okay. Like once again, this doesn't have to get any views, and that's fine because it's for me and it's for anyone who needs it. Or for anyone interested in just becoming more knowledgeable about this. That's it. So if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be. Just if you are gonna stay, please be kind. Anyway, I'm gonna get back on topic because I went on like my little emotional, you know, roller coaster train there. So with the bulimic thing, what I'm saying with that, there was a point in my time where I got into my head that I was making myself throw up, right? And I didn't fully believe, like I never told anyone that I believed it, which is why, you know, saying this on the internet is probably really scary. This might get cut out, we'll see. There was a time in my life where like before I would throw up, right, like when I was younger, I would do everything to prevent it and nothing happened, right? Like I still try really hard, right, to like, you know, put it off for as long as I can. But I also, as I mentioned earlier with my episodes, as soon as I throw up, I typically feel better. Now, once again, sometimes that's only for the end of the day. I'll feel sick again tomorrow. Sometimes it's only for 30 minutes. But there's always, without a doubt, at least some period of relief after I throw up. I was not making myself throw up. I did not do anything to force that. But I think I stopped trying to stop myself. Which I think was like very hard to admit right now because once again, like you shouldn't want to, right? Like that's not to say like I'm gonna take my meds. I am gonna take my meds. Like I'm not trying to. Okay, the episodes. I'm not saying. I'm saying when I'm already having an episode, when I'm already sick and I already know I'm going to throw up. There were times where I feel like, oh, I could be drinking water, and I was just like, no, I'm just gonna get this over with, right? Like I wasn't triggering episodes. I would never do that. I wasn't doing that. I think I need to like get this straight so like I don't go insane. I wasn't doing that. And during episodes, I was not like doing anything to force myself to throw up. I simply just gave up on stopping from like, I think when I was younger, I put so much effort and so much energy into trying to stop it, and eventually I just ran out of that energy. And I was like, I know I'll feel better afterwards. What am I trying for, right? And during that period of time, I think when I realized like that, like I was just kind of putting my hair up and allowing it to happen. Sorry, I have to turn my fan on because like I don't think I've ever admitted that aloud before. Because once again, when I was younger, I like generally started to believe that it was my fault because the people around me were always telling me that's not my friends. My friends, like we could just kind of move on. Listen, there were people around me that always kind of tell me it was my fault. And listen, that's fine. Like I understand why they would think that. I'm in no way mad at them. It just made me feel a certain way about myself that I didn't like, and I still don't like that I like felt that way for such a long time. Right? To the point like I genuinely like started to believe that, and I'm so sad that I did. Anywho, but I'm not around the end of 8th grade. They finally recommended me to a GI doctor, which is what we had been asking for from the start. So the diets, I don't know why. There wasn't really much of a point there, but hey, we did it. We got blood testing. I forget, we did stuff, right? Just tried to talk about it, and every single time it was just, there's so many things, I don't know. Which makes sense, I get that. That's probably true. I mean, throwing up is something that's so common. I think I was still like scared of grossing people out again, because once again I always felt like I was at the time, and I was also kind of worried that it was my fault, I think, a little at the time, that I was like terrified, I think, to like truly in depth talk about it the way that I am now, because I did not want to gross people out. So I think that also made it a lot more difficult for my doctors to figure out what was wrong with me, because it was just like, oh, I'm just starting out, like I wasn't telling it in the same detail that I'm telling my episodes to you now. It's more like, oh, I feel sick and then I throw up. It's like, cool, that happens like every human being, like, you know, like every 3 years, like, you know what I mean? Anywho, so finally got recommended to a GI doctor, which was amazing. I went in, we immediately, literally first appointment, my doctor is amazing. Like they're a really good doctor. So like literally first appointment, they're like, okay, here's our options, here's what we can do to figure out what's wrong with you, right? We can do this, we can do this, we can do this. Finally, we decided that we were going to do what is called a scope. Basically, a procedure where they take this like long camera and they stick it down your throat to see what's inside of you. And I think they might do other stuff, but it basically helps eliminate, like, you know, like, oh, you don't have this allergy, you don't have this allergy, it's not this problem. And once all of those are eliminated and they know that it's something else, they would diagnose you as cyclic syndrome, which is what happened to me. Now we're going to get to what I'm wanting to talk about this whole video, my experience today. Me and two of my closest friends went to a trampoline park because her grandmother had offered to take us because her grandmother was amazing. Before we got there, I've already had like a stuffy nose all day. We were aware of that. I think maybe the episode started like in the car on the way there. I can kind of feel like myself like not being able to breathe a little, as I am right now. But right, and I kind of feel the episode starting. So we're there for a little bit, like literally before we could just start jumping like 2 seconds, like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Blow my nose, kind of thought I was gonna throw up. I didn't. Great. Jumping around my friends, went to a trampoline park, it's fine. Having a great time. Her sisters were also there, so our excuses, we're here to watch her little sisters. Yeah, there you go, even though they're not even that little. Anywho, having a great time with them. Literally maybe like 30 minutes in, maybe only 20, I don't know, I feel like it wasn't that long. I knew it was coming, right? Because you can feel like when like your throat gets to the point where like I can't breathe in my throat. Right into the bathroom, I'm just blowing out my nose, like trying to make myself feel a little better, thinking, hey, maybe that's it. Oh my gosh, I was like, I am safe, I didn't throw up, great. Okay, so I had to lay down for a little bit. My episode's like getting to the point where like I can feel the medicine that I ate earlier and kind of taste that, so it's not going great. So I laid down for like a tiny bit, so it's still, and like no one told me it's my fault, like I'm choosing to do this, like I really want to make sure that I do this because this is important to talk about, and I'm glad that like I have this platform and the chance to. So anyway, I also have my hair up, it's getting worse. Also, I have layers, like it's impossible to put my hair entirely up, so I apologize, like parts are going to be falling out. Anyhow, where was I going with this? So anyway, my friend's grandmother once again took us to the trampoline park, and I had to go to the bathroom, whatever, like not like go to the bathroom to throw, like I was going, like not to go to the bathroom to throw up. But anyway, I'm in the bathroom for obviously like a very long time, to the point that it's like, hey, where's Courtney, right? And the crazy thing, I thought I was gonna walk out there and my friends were like, did you throw up? Did you throw up? Just like, no, we're good. Hey, let's move on with our lives, right? Literally, as I'm washing my hands, like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna throw up. Which it'd be very ironic if while I'm talking about I'm gonna throw up, I actually throw up. Which I'm really hoping I don't right now, because I cannot let the medicine go. It's kind of what I was worried about, because I can't take it again. But it's not like it's helping the stuffy nose anyway, so whatever, I guess, if it does. And it was a timed pill, so it's gonna make me stay up all night. Maybe it's a good thing. I'm gonna go lay down again. Good news is, guess who didn't have to lay down and is back to the land of the living? Bad news is I did just other good news is I only had one like little crate that we had crushed my medicine into, because I suck at swallowing pills. Because like when I'm having episodes, like once again, I truly feel like I can't eat anything, so like just trying to swallow that is incredibly difficult, especially during an episode. Good news is I feel a lot better. I mean, my stomach, like now, like obviously like it's gonna feel a certain way after that, and like, you can still kind of taste acid in your throat. But like, you know, like overall, like 2 seconds ago, like I was struggling to speak, to breathe, and like even as I was laying down, like I knew it was like gonna happen. Like I can't stop this. So like, you know, like we're doing better. That might have helped my stuffy nose more than the pill. But anywho, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe because my mom was like, oh, this will, you know, you probably eat this 12 hours before going to bed. This is gonna keep you up all night. But hey, maybe if I throw it up, it won't. So that's good news. And normally, like when this is kind of gross. Like normally, like when I throw up, like it's like, you know, like I keep throwing up. Whereas this was just one because I only had one grape. So it was quick and easy, which sounds like really gross. I'm sorry. This is great because then I can talk about what happened today with so much more enthusiasm. Sorry, that scared me. Anyway, I'm in there. I'm in the bathroom, as I said, and I'm in the stall. And once again, normally, like I kind of like it's just an immediate reaction. I think this happens for everyone, but also this didn't start until like maybe 7th grade. I think it's because like once again, people would kind of get mad at me when I threw up. Once again, the friends I have now, like they're amazing. I'm like, I love them so much. They're not doing this. Like I need to clarify because they will probably see this tonight. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. I have one friend who can generally tell like when I'm having an episode before I can, like half the time, I swear. And she is like the sweetest person ever. Like is always like, are you okay? Are you okay? And like does so much to check in on me. Like even on her own birthday, was doing that. So she is amazing. And I have other friends, like my friend Morgan, when we were at camp and I threw up, like just I don't know, kind of turned into like this like funny, like more like jokish thing, and I love that like I was able to make light of it instead of like making me feel gross about it. So like friends are amazing. Point is though, there was a time in my life where I did kind of feel very shameful, very gross about it, which ties into the story I'm about to tell. So like I think like crying is always immediate reactions. Like I looked awful, and her grandmother comes to the bathroom because she wanted to take a group photo and I wasn't there. It was like, hey Courtney, are you okay? And the stalls were so weird because like you could open them in all the way, but going out is only like a little sliver, so I can't put it out. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And I thought about lying, but I was like, why would I lie to her? Like, she can know. I tell everyone. I'm telling the internet right now, right? So anyway, then I tried to put the door away. I'm like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I have cyclic vomiting syndrome. I just threw up. Like, I just need a second, right? And she was like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. And like, once again, as someone who like, I think I'm very, and once again, I have amazing friends, but like I feel like when it comes to a lot of adults, I'm much more used to like, which makes sense. I'm in no, like I have to clarify, I'm in no way mad at people for this. I just appreciate this from so much because I feel like I had never like by an adult at least, or like been treated with like such care and kindness after throwing up, and when I'm expected to like be treated with that kind of disgust. So like she literally like, came over and hugged me, and so anyway, point is like I had to take a second because like just for like a second because like, oh my gosh, is that woman incredible? Because like, well, keep in mind, I'm so sweaty because I've been jumping around, and I just told this woman that I like threw up, and like, you know, like that's disgusting, right? And her reaction was to give me a hug, and like I was like letting go before she was not letting me go, and that was amazing. So I loved that as much as I don't know, like it was kind of like, listen, I didn't expect her to like be disgusted by me, but like I feel like that's kind of like, you know, like the expectation, like, oh, right, or people are always like, oh, why do you do that? Which makes sense. Like that, I'm not saying that anyone's wrong for that. I have absolutely no resentment and nothing against anyone for the way they've treated me because of this, because their reactions are totally normal. They're human. I will never judge anyone for like, you know, their thoughts over this because they are totally entitled to their feelings. And once again, like this is like a weird thing, they don't know it, like them asking questions makes sense, but like the fact that like she had no idea I'd had this in the past, and her immediate reaction to me telling her that was to hug me. It sounds so insane that I'm so emotional over this, but like that meant the absolute world to me. Like, oh my, and like maybe I just don't appreciate other people in my life enough, but like, oh my gosh, like she was so sweet. And immediately afterwards was like, hey, do you want me to get you a water? Like, do you need anything? Like, that was so kind. And I was like, I just need to clean up the toilet a little bit, obviously, because like I can't get that close to it, and I'm kind of tired of like having to get on my knees to throw up, right? So like I just, whatever, right? And she's like, okay, yeah, I'll go get you a water. Waited for me like at like the little water station. It's like, hey, they're gonna go grab it for you, I'm gonna buy it for you. Like, this woman like deserves literally like every good thing I could wish upon someone. Like, this woman deserves it. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Like, and she's like, hey, do you like, you know, like, I don't know, she was just so sweet. She's like, hey, so tell me about it a little, like, do you want to take a break? And I was like, yeah, is it okay, like, if I just sit up with you a little? Because she was just kind of like watching us from above. Is it okay if I just like sit up with you for a little? And my dad was like, yes, of course, sweetie. Like, so she was so kind. And we're like up there, and she's like such a good listener. So I was just kind of like explaining things to her. So like, she was amazing and sat with me for as long as I wanted her to. And then when I was ready to go back down, she was like, yeah, have a good time. Like, and then she took us out to Panda Express afterwards, which, like, kind of off topic, but I love Panda Express and it's delicious. So, you know, that was amazing. And me and my friends were joking because like the guy like put more in mine, like more chicken or whatever, right? Because he gave everyone like a like fine amount of chicken. Like, listen, I feel like he kind of like, because we're all asking for it, he had to even it out between us. So I think like because I went last, like everyone else, like he was like trying to save some, and then I think by mine he realized like, oh, I still have some, so they just gave me more. But I was joking to my friends like, oh, homeboy knows I just threw up, like he's hooking me up with the more chicken. So it was fun that we were able to like kind of joke about it afterwards. Like I do love that. Like I can't be more noble about it. But anyway, point is, I don't know. I feel like after an episode, I've never been like, once again, I have friends who are amazing, and I kind of like that we can just kind of move on, ignore it. But like, I don't know, I had never been like that. I went before having any knowledge about it, right? Like, I'd never known about this, and to like, you know, like there was no disgust in her eyes. Like everything, she was so understanding and so accepting of that, and that meant the absolute world. So I know that today's video was kind of emotional and a lot different, I think, from like my normal like little fun vlogs. But I just like thank you to all of you guys who just let me like share this and kind of use you guys like my little therapy space today. This video means a lot to me, and I hope one day, you know, I really want to be able to keep this up. Even if I don't keep it up, I'll probably private it just for myself, because like I think this is going to mean the world to me one day, and it already does right now. So thank you if you watched today. I know that it was probably a rough watch, but like it means a lot if you stayed and listened, and if you're going through the same thing, or like, you know, like if you are trying, like if you have chronic illness and you are trying to figure out, or like you may think that you're trying to figure out what's wrong with you type of thing. Like I really do hope that you were able to find peace, and I like wish the best for you. If you're going through having a chronic illness, obviously mine's very different likely from a lot of other ones. I have friends who have them, and I know that their situation is so much more severe than mine. So like once again, I truly wish you the best. You are so strong. I have friends who like, okay, I'm not going to name names, and I'm not going to say what they have, because that's their story to tell. It's not mine. I already told my story today. So like they're so amazing, they're so strong, and like I've been able to see that, and it's amazing that like, you know, like they, you know, I guess still have the energy to spend time with me after all that they go through. So anyone going through like literally anything, I mean everyone has something, like everyone, you're so incredible and so strong, and I wish the best for you. Special little shout outs, because you know, to like still some other people, even if they don't see my video, obviously my friend's grandma, like I wasn't like, this video is basically dedicated to her because she is so incredible. So, thank you guys so much for allowing me to like share this part of my life. I know it was emotional, and that can make people very uncomfortable. I know that these were uncomfortable topics a bit. I tried, I think, to keep it kind of like, I mean, not completely, but like, you know, like not super detailed, not super graphic, hopefully, and like leave out like at least enough things where people can still feel comfortable watching. Hopefully. This video is very personal and very important to me. So once again, as I've said throughout the video, please be kind. I know that that can be a hard ask sometimes on the internet, but I trust that I think I have at least the type of people who do follow me who would be. So anyway, thank you so much if you watch this. If you're going through something similar, as I've said throughout this whole video, just know that you are so strong. That's my story. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next much happier, funner video, hopefully.